Welcome to the Axis Communication stand where I'm indulging in a bit of vandalism. Take a look at this. We've got one of the domes down here. This is a really, really heavy weight. I'm going to lift that up and I'm going to let it go. Hang on a minute. And once again, lift up this big heavy weight and let it go. That is one strong bit of glass. Now, while I don't condone vandalism, this is demonstrating a really important point here that maybe our good friend Atul from Axis will be able to tell us more about. What is it you're actually showing off here, apart from letting me have a bit of fun?
It's just basically to be able to show the vandal-proof casing on our cameras, to show how stringent testing that we do. And we have a reputation for quality, and I think that's an example of demonstrating that.
Terrific, and you got some examples of your domes here as well. Let's take a step back for a second. Talk to me about Axis Comms, because we spoke last year, I remember here, didn't we? Anyone who wasn't watching last year, and why weren't you watching last year, just fill us in again on why Axis is here and why Axis exists.
Yeah. Axis has been a pioneer of intelligent network solutions for almost 30 years, but actually in 2016 is the 20-year anniversary of the world's first IP camera, the Axis NetEye 200. And actually over those 20 years we have built up the broadest product portfolio on the market, and we also have the largest technology alliance program in the industry, spanning around 14,000 partners, some of which are exhibiting on our stand here at IFSEC. And Axis are continually innovating and building best-of-breed technology partnerships to enable the Axis vision to enable a smarter and safer world.
Now, you also invest very, very heavily in R&D, I'm led to understand. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean the rapid rate of new products is a critical factor for continued growth, and Axis have a long tradition of investing in R&D. Typically about 15% of our sales revenue goes back into R&D. So last year that equated to approximately 120 million US dollars.
That's quite a chunk, 50%, goodness me. And who are your customers? Who buys Axis stuff? Is there a particular sector or is it pretty much across the board?
Axis has a global install base of blue chip companies, spanning every single industry segment. But in Northern Europe, we've seen tremendous growth in retail, critical infrastructure and transportation. And given the proximity here to Excel, we have Axis cameras protecting Canary Wharf Underground Station as part of the Jubilee Line extension project. We've also seen an increased demand for cutting-edge integrated solutions for sports stadia. So another example being the Axis cameras securing Twickenham Rugby Stadium to enhance security ahead of the World Cup last year.
Terrific. Right, so we talked about your customers. Let's talk about your products. What's new here? What new toys have you brought for visitors to IFSEC 2016 to look at?
Well, it's an interesting question because we have a lot of new products, but I'd like to focus on one thing because Axis have dedicated 20 years to developing innovative solutions for the enterprise market, and we've used all those years of experience, our know-how and a reputation for quality to launch the brand new Axis Companion range, which is a video surveillance solution specifically for small businesses like offices, restaurants and small shops. And if you look at the Federation for Small Business, they estimate that the annual cost of crime to a small business is around £6,000, and proprietors are crying out for a simple, reliable and affordable video surveillance solution for small business, and we believe with the launch of the Axis Companion range we've achieved that.
Terrific. You've got it on the booth here. Yes. Let's leave the vandalism zone here and let's take a wander over there. Now, your booth is extraordinarily busy. You've got a pretty extensive booth, but actually I think there's a bit of space by the Axis Companion over there, so let's have a wander around if we can make it through. Actually, I can see here you've got some partnerships as well, very big brand partnerships that you're showcasing on the booth too.
Yes, we have always had built our success on mutual partnerships with technology companies. So we have Assa Abloy, we have Morpheum, which is a video surveillance as a service solution, and we also have Avaya, which have their Fabric Connect infrastructure for networks. So
terrific. There's Assa Abloy right behind us, but just here is your Axis Companion stuff. So just to chat me through what we're looking at here.
Well, we tried to make a product which is sleek in design, has very high definition quality, but it also has our award-winning Zipstream compression, so being able to record high-quality video without necessarily having high bandwidth and storage costs. So
we're seeing just here, actually, There you are, Roger. Our cameraman is showing up on the CCTV camera from up there. You've got a number of different units, a number of different accessories here on the booth as well.
Yeah, so we have a network video recorder, the Access Companion recorder, and we have a range of cameras. This particular camera has a white light and a speaker inside it, so if someone came into a room, it can put the light on to ward off an intruder, and also can play a pre-recorded audio file to try and ward off someone committing an offence.
Nice. We're seeing an explosion of, I guess, home security devices, and probably not, some of them not looking too dissimilar to that in many ways. So it makes sense to me that you're taking a look at this kind of small, medium business market as well. A companion at home, companion in the office as well.
Yes, I mean definitely the small businesses and small offices, restaurants, small shops is prime for this kind of solution.
Terrific. Let's take a bit of a further look ahead. Obviously, we were chatting here last year. Where do you see stuff going? What are the futures that you're seeing glimpses of on the show floor here, on your booth, but also elsewhere?
Well, if we take the product-centric trends out, like 4K, for example, there's two things that I foresee. The first trend is smart connected devices are transforming our world. I mean, Gartner predict that by the end of this year, there'll be 6.4 billion connected things. Now, how's that going to affect the security industry? Well, I think we're continuously going to see more peripheral devices connected to IP networks, moving beyond video to audio, intercoms, HVAC, which I think will help to make both smart buildings and smart cities more of a reality in the future.
They also present security challenges in their own right. We have a larger, I guess, threat surface with all of these additional objects that are being connected. It's a whole industry in its own right, isn't it?
It's a really good question, because actually one of the other big trends for me is cybersecurity. And I think its onus is on vendors to have introduce products with robust cybersecurity credentials, and also I think the onus is on us as manufacturers to help to train and educate the market, that so when it comes to risk management analysis, it goes beyond just the physical security, but we also look at the logical security, which I call securing the security products.
Yes. And at the end of the day, we talk about processes and technology. It's about people as well. People are very often if not certainly but very often the weak spot in many organisations' security.
Absolutely, which is why I think education is very important. So,
Atul from Access Communications, thanks for joining us again this year. Hope it's a great show here for you this year.
Thanks a lot. Great meeting you again.